hello, you guys. So I had to come back and talk to you guys. So I observed over the weekend that there was some comments made by this man, this in the White House, about the passing away of former FBI Director Robert Mueller, former Special Counsel Robert Mueller, right? Former war veteran Robert Mueller, right? And so I kind of like bypassed it. I didn't pay it much attention. But I was watching Don Lemon and listen, oh shoot, you guys, I messed up. And not that I am surprised or shocked. I think at this point I am sick of this man even being able to make comments. Like that's how tired I am of him. I want somebody to really infringe on his goddamn speech. I really do. I really do. I really infringe on this nigga speech. Cause he don't know what the hell to say out his goddamn mouth. Right? So I'm watching Don Lemon. And for those who don't know who Robert Mueller is, I let you know his decorations. But he was the former FBI director from, I think it was 2001 to 2013. I could be off, give or take a year in either direction. But he was the sixth FBI director. And so that should say something to you guys, because you know that we've had more than 6 presidents within the time span of the creation of the FBI up until now. And so the FBI director a lot of times stays past the administration that they are appointed, right? It is the right of the president to appoint a new FBI director, but a lot of times these are career professionals, so they stay in place. And so he was a Bush appointee, but he stayed during the Obama years, right? Robert Mueller. And so then after Robert Mueller, you had James Comey, who Comey is the one who opened up the investigation on Hillary Clinton into the emails, and also was fired by President Trump because he would not go along with something that President Trump wanted him to do. And so in the interim time of Comey and trying to get a new FBI director, we had Andy McCabe, who was the deputy director to James Comey. And again, Andy McCabe was let go due to something, an issue with Donald Trump. But he was not listed as a formal director because he was just a stand-in until they appointed a new FBI director. And so the 8th FBI director was Christopher Wray. And what people might know, the most famous thing, I guess we could say, that people might remember is he is the one who went to go testify on the Hill when it came to these allegations of Trump being targeted in an assassination attempt, right? And so that was Christopher Wray. Now, the thing that is crazy about Christopher Wray is that he was a Trump appointee. And I'm saying this for a reason, to just show you how disgusting this man is. Like, he is just the most disgusting ass person, right? So Christopher Wray was appointed by him after Andy McCabe. And then due to things that Trump was doing, there were several times Chris McCabe had to go onto the Hill in order to testify. But he ends up having to go testify in regards to this assassination attempt on Trump's life during the campaign, during the second run campaign, right? And so when Christopher Wray, when Trump is about to enter office back again for his second term, Christopher Wray resigns, but he resigns because he knows he's about to be fired. Now, I'm interested in that, right? I want to know, why was he being fired? He was your appointee, right? Why were you firing him? And why aren't you asking for a release of the records in relation to this assassination attempt on your life? Right? It seemed like it's something awfully funny about that to me, but I digress, right? So anyway, we have Christopher Wray as the FBI director, and then Kash Patel, who is now also appointed by President Trump, is now the ninth FBI director. But this past weekend, Robert Mueller, who was the 6th FBI director, passed away. And the relationship that Donald Trump has with Robert Mueller is that Robert Mueller was appointed as the special counsel to investigate Russian election collusion, right? During the Trump administration, to determine whether or not Trump and members of his administration and members of his election team, whether or not they purposefully, intentionally colluded with Russia, right? To impact and affect the outcomes of the election, right? So, Robert Mueller has a history with President Trump that President Trump doesn't really care for. He doesn't like, because Robert Mueller's report, unlike what he tries to tell people, did not exonerate Trump from Russian collusion. On the contrary, it did the other. It said that there was collusion with Russia. The outcome of the report just was not sure whether or not the intentions are behind it, right? And so as a result, there was no charges brought, there was no consequence as a result of it, right? So his statement should allow you to be able to understand what he feels about this man and what the real outcome of the report was. Not the one that he tries to tell people that Robert Mueller found that there was no collusion. His statements about this man's death let you know what the report really said, and let you know that he knows what the report really said, right? So Robert Mueller passes away, and Trump puts I don't know if it was a tweet or if he put it on Truth Social, but he makes a statement to say, Robert Mueller is dead, period. Good, period. I'm glad he's dead. Now he doesn't have a chance to harm any more people. Yo, what the fuck, yo? What the fuck? How much shit are people gonna allow this man to do and keep making excuses and justifications for this motherfucker's behavior? Like, this is the most appalling ass shit I done ever heard in my goddamn life. Yo, he is a terrible ass person. And that is my whole point. This country decided to elect a horrible ass human. Forget about whether you stray on political positions or points of view or whatever. This is a horrible ass motherfucking person. And listen, I told you, I do not like to associate the emotion of hate with people, because that's just not in me to do. I can't do that. But let me tell you, I don't like this man. I have a very strong dislike for this damn man. And James Carville, who is a political consultant and strategist, he has worked on campaigns with both candidates in the United States and abroad. And he does a lot of political analyst work with the different various networks. They call on him to get a statement, and James Carville went off on the situation. Like, he is so sick. He is like, I hate this motherfucker. Like, what in the hey, just behave, boo? Girl, I am talking about, did you see the statement that Trump made about Robert Mueller? Nobody is surprised. Nobody is surprised. But I just wish somebody fucking just take this motherfucker's tongue and tie it in a goddamn fucking knot, a bow, a sling, something. Cut it the fuck out. I don't care. Like, what? Why is this man, take his fingers, just cut him off, give him nubs? His speech needs to be trampled the fuck on. I am tired of him being able to say any fucking thing. Yo, he got us in the worst predicaments that the world can be in fucking right now. And he is still just out here just saying the most, girl, I love him too. I love him. That's my boy, right? This man has got us in the worst positions that the world can see. And like, he just keep being able to say whatever the fuck he want to say. I want somebody. It is no way I could be allowing my daddy to act like this. I am sorry. If my daddy was doing this shit, I would be screaming from the rooftops, trying to go get him some help, get him Baker acted. I would be fucking it's the economy, stupid. Yeah, right. Like, I would be doing so much shit, right, to get this nigga to stop talking, I would be recording him when we was having family gatherings so I could try to take it into a goddamn court and get him Baker acted or some shit. Like, I would be doing so much shit to try to shut his ass up if I was his child. You say, well, Ivanka keeps her distance and the other two. I understand. Listen, she don't keep her distance enough that her husband is over there negotiating all of this fucking shit and making all of this goddamn money. She taking advantage of that. Like, it is no way I could be this man's child. And that other sister, yeah, Tiffany, not sure he even claims her. He does, but I know she probably don't go along with nothing that he say. But the one who could really get his ass on tape and really get his ass Baker acted is Ivanka. And she needs to, like, I am calling on her on behalf of the American people to do something about your motherfucking daddy, yo. This don't make no goddamn sense. Why is this man able to do this shit? And you know, Don Lemon is absolutely right. You said her husband is playing chess. Might as well get the only things you can't. Listen, I know some people have that frame of mind, Just V. I just don't. I hold a different opinion. I don't have that frame of mind. And what I know, like I said, I know a lot of people do. I just don't. And to me, what your daddy is doing, like, he is damn. All y'all going to hell. Not doing nothing about this man. Straight up. Like, I hate, I don't want to put nobody in hell, but all of y'all going there. Not saying nothing and letting this man do this shit. I don't want him to be able to say nothing else. You saw all of these goddamn people on the internet. They was going crazy over these negative comments that people was making about the death of Charlie Kirk. But you let this man that is supposed to be running our country, that's running it into the fucking sewer and putting it in the fucking swamp. He is swamp thing your motherfucking self, his motherfucking self, and his ass is sitting up here making tweets and truth social posts about he's glad that the former FBI director is dead because he's mad about his outcome that he produced on the Russia collusion investigation. You said, what else is there to do? Anyone with decency will be embarrassed. Might as well at least they need to do something to make public what his ass is doing. The same thing his niece is doing. Every time she get up here, one of them need to do it. They need to be secretly just be recording this motherfucking nigga and trying to take it into a goddamn court to get him out that motherfucking White House. And I don't give a damn what nobody say about betrayal or loyalty or none of that motherfucking bullshit. I am not being loyal to nobody. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, I don't care whether they came out my vagina or pushed me out of theirs. I ain't being loyal to nobody doing all this fucking bullshit. I'm not. That's not loyalty. You're not being loyal to me, asking me to go along and to watch you do all this shit. Why the hell I'm gonna be loyal to you doing all of this? I can't go with that. I cannot. I understand the people that do it and why they do it, but it's just not in my constitution. You say they're not going to. They aren't as bothered as they should be. They are just embarrassed. They ain't embarrassed enough. They are not embarrassed a fucking enough for me. I am sorry, Just V. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. I would go and ask that for that nigga name to be taken off my goddamn birth certificate. This is ridiculous. And the thing is that I don't think anybody is shocked. I think we are fed up with it. We are fed up with him being able to say whatever the fuck he want to say. And then when people say stuff about him, oh, he goes after them. He's fucking trying to infringe on their speech. This is not no fucking free speech president. He's only for free speech when he's saying some shit. The ignorant shit that come out his goddamn mouth. And they come out of the people who go along with what he do. Any other time he's infringing on the speech of people. I wish somebody would infringe on his motherfucking speech for a chance. Shut this motherfucker up. Like I said, cut the tongue out, tie in a bow. Do something. Stop him from typing this and saying all this shit. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely absolutely ridiculous. You write a post that says Robert Mueller is dead. Good. Good. And this the type of person that people voted for. I am never going to go, like, I would be embarrassed. I would feel like I'm embarrassing my family to publicly go and say that I am good that a person died, no matter how even horrible they were. Like, even if this nigga passed away, I'm in my mind, you know, I might have some thoughts in my mind. In my mind, I might have some thoughts, but I would just try to constrain myself and try to refrain from commenting. You know, like, because that's what decent people do. When something happens tragic with somebody that they necessarily didn't like or get along with or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But no, not this nigga, not him. You said hopefully the Iranians can swoop in, take him to custody, and take him to Iran. You know, I'm just saying, Just B. I'm just saying. You know, we would be okay with that. I mean, he thinks that's okay to do to people's leaders in their countries. So, you know, maybe we just might be okay with that. And maybe we might not just celebrate in the street when they do it. Like, you know how, like, they so happy when people celebrating in the street when their leader gets taken and stolen from the country. Like, maybe we won't do that because maybe as Americans we have more coof than that. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that his supporters are gonna take to the street and tear the whole fucking America up if that shit happened, because that's the type of trash they are. You know, I mean, this is fucking crazy, girl. This is something you said, girl. He fell over. If he falls over tomorrow, I'm playing Ice Cube today. Was a good day. Lay out in the streets, girl. Like, maybe dancing in the street. You know, like, I'm playing that. You play that, and I'm gonna play dancing in the street, because obviously people think that this behavior is okay. It's not wrong to do that. You know, this shit is crazy as hell. So we know that he refused to allow Jesse Jackson to lie in state, which I ain't surprised. But Jesse Jackson was in laying for a long ass time. I don't know if I blame him for not letting Jesse Jackson lay in state, because they had Jesse Jackson laying for too goddamn long. I do not understand why in the hell Jesse Jackson, it took that long. He had to have all them goddamn funerals. I don't understand that shit, right? But he didn't allow Jesse Jackson. I'm pretty sure he's gonna deny Robert Mueller to be able to be laid in state. You said I'd be out there hosting a mass two-step. Girl, doing the electric slide. The electric slide. You hear me? You hear me? That's why I'm saying that's why, see, Just V, I'm trying to call on the family to do something before it gets extreme to what you suggested. You see what I'm saying? Like, the family should care enough to go and get this old man and get control of him some kind of way, however they need to do it. If they need to involve the court systems to declare him mentally unsafe for himself, to have, they need to do a Wendy Williams on his ass. Straight up. Like, they need to do a Wendy Williams on him. You said the good news is that Trump can't affect Jesse's. Yeah, he can't affect his legacy. Yeah, but, and the thing is that, okay, so it might have been some controversy over that. Like, some people might have felt like, okay, he didn't have to let Jesse Jackson lay in state. Some people might have felt like he robbed him of the honor of laying in state. I just feel like Jesse Jackson didn't need all of them days for no goddamn funeral. That's how I feel. Like, I don't know what kind of embalming fluid, what they put him on. You said, I think Ivanka might drop off some sushi rolls to my two-step. She might, you know, I mean, she might. But like I said, they need to try to do something about the old man before one of these countries do. I'm just saying. I have a heart, Just B. I have a heart. I understand, you know, your prescription for the situation is one of these countries, you know, you're free to come get them. But I have a heart. So I'm appealing to the family of this man tonight and saying, can you please go and get what you need to get this man apprehended? Right? Didn't it take 3 months to burn James Brown? Girl, yeah, that one was a long ass time too. Yes, just you right. You right. That was a long ass time. I don't know if it was quite as long as Jesse though, just me. I don't. Jesse might have, I don't know. I'm not sure. I gotta go look. I have to go look. Now, was James Brown okay? I thought it was something financial going on with how it took so long with James Brown. Just be let me know if I'm wrong, but I thought it was some financial logistics that had to be worked out with the James Brown situation. But Jesse was actively having funerals like everywhere, right? You said he was on tour. Listen, I blame our Auntie Retha for this because they had that day long funeral for Auntie Retha, and from that point on, I mean, they just been going overboard with it. Just be, they been going overboard. Let them people go rest in peace. They don't need all of that. They did not need all of that. You said I don't know what took that long. You saying that could I don't know. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I thought that there was some type of financial logistics that needed to be worked out when it came to James Brown being buried. But I could be wrong. But I could be wrong. But I think it was something. I don't know what it was, but I think it was something that was taking so long for him initially. I thought there was something that delayed that process. But yeah, for as far as Jesse, I don't think it wasn't. We watched it. We watched days long. Like I'm still not sure if did he make it to the gravesite yet. I don't know. You said I don't know what took that long. You said now hold on. My Auntie Retha don't have nothing to do with these people. Girl, that day long funeral. Then these people they trying to beat it. They trying to beat it. Just be. They gotta beat it. So they was like, oh, okay, well, we really going all out. We really go, everybody, you know how these people do. They got to outdo one another in everything, even in death. It's just, you got to outdo each other. That's just what it is. But, Chad, what you say? Wait a minute, let me read what you said about this heartless. So you said, I don't have a heart for the heartless. It's a waste of emotional space. Listen. I told you, just be one day I'm gonna get there. One day, and sometimes it don't even be for the heartless. It be for the people associated to the heartless that my heart be going out for. That's why I said, just be. I am appealing to his family. Can his family please intervene and do something about this shit? Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. You said Auntie Retha left some change in her purse and under the couch for her services. They just had to find exactly. In them shoes. She had she had some money in them shoes. Cause she was laid up in that coffin. You hear me? Just me. She was laid up in there. But yeah, I just had to come on and real quick and talk to y'all about this shit again. I'm like, this man didn't just no one is shocked. We are sick of it. We are sick of it. And I want to thank James Carville because I think he said what all of us who was taught in good manners cannot say. I think he said it. He got it for us. Now, James Carville, I'm not going to go all the way to the motion of hate. I'm not going to do that. But I'm nearing it. I'm approaching it. Right, right. That's why when I said what I said, like that emotion with people, it really don't register with me. But maybe just somebody hasn't done something yet enough to make me get to that. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't been tested to that point yet. But I'm getting close to that with this individual. Like, I really am. I don't have any excuses, explanations, justifications for nothing the nigga do. Nothing he do. I'm not trying to figure out why he do any of the shit he do. He's just a despicable ass person. And I grapple with the people who went through to the voting booth and punched this man's name because this is not about having a difference of opinion when it comes to policy. This is about a horrible ass fucking human. That is the difference. You said people are disgusted. If you are offended enough, it turns to hate. Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe it will happen to me one day. Just be. I always analyze people I know I analyze people differently. I know it's something that is unique to me, Just V. I know it is. I know it's other people out there who have that same, do the same thing. But I know that it is something that is unique to me. And I have been told by my professors how unique it is because, like, even when I'm doing something like reading a story or anything, I always find something, some kind of way to like try to explain a person, right? That's just naturally in me. But I think you want to know what? I think people can blame it on my grandma, Just V, because my grandmother was an English professor and she always taught me to analyze stories that way, right? To focus in on the character flaw and how the individual got there, right? So listen, my grandma might have better experience with the emotion of hate than me, but because she taught me that, it is difficult for me to like look at, even when I look at that when I'm analyzing literature and I take that with me into life, right? When I'm looking at something, right? So I'm always trying to get down to what is the flaw that, and what happened, what event, what is the thing that made, with him, I'm not even trying to figure that out no more. I don't even want to know. Right. And that's sad in and of itself because I'm wired that way. Right. So I don't even want to know with him anymore. I have just determined this is just a horrible human. Right. I don't want to know what transpired. I really don't. I just want somebody to infringe on his speech and his ability to communicate on social media. I don't want to see him at another fucking podium. I don't want him making another decision. I don't want him doing nothing. Absolutely not. You say he called the Obama's monkeys. He mocks the handicap and brags about assault. Yeah, exactly. Like he's just a horrible human fucking being. Just fucking horrible. It, this is just ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous. I don't know anyone of anybody who sat in that office, anyone who was a part of any administration, anybody with any that was taught good values and morals from their family who would come out and make a statement like that. I'm fucking blown. Just to be, I gotta go ahead because I gotta go get my daughter's dinner because I am not cooking shit today. I am tired and I tried to go get something to try to boost my energy, but it did not work. So I am about to go ahead and get my daughter's dinner for the night, and then I'm gonna go in here and go back to sleep. But I just had to come to y'all and talk to y'all about his latest antics. And I don't even know if they are the latest ones because this nigga is doing something every millisecond of the fucking day to get in trouble. I cannot imagine the hell that this motherfucker put his mother through trying to watch over this motherfucking nigga when he was a child. Like, it would have been child abuse. They would have been calling me for child abuse. Like, I don't understand. But I love y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your evening. I hope y'all are getting ready to get off and go home and relax. And I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.